Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm your host, 𝐒𝐴𝐻, and welcome. This is the Alternative Voice, and we are starting 15 minutes. It's 14 minutes, almost 15 minutes. East Africa time, that's past 8 p.m. And join us. And tonight we're having amazing and interesting conversation tonight with our guest. I was glad to host last evening on a different platform, that's at 𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰𝐢𝐯𝐞𝐬. Here we are live to talk about matters housewives. What's happening? What's the fuss with all these things happening around us? So, ladies and gentlemen, join us, and we are here live now from Nairobi, Kenya. And my guest will be joining me, and she's live from South Coast, that's 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐤𝐝. And before she joins us, I'll be glad you tell me where you are joined. Where are you tuning in from? So join us right now, and let's have this discussion going across all those platforms that we really want to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us as I welcome our guest tonight. That's Miss Judy Kengo. Judy, hujambo?
Shwari kabisa, niambie.
Kwema sana. Nimefurahi sana kukuona tena mara ya pili chini ya wiki moja.
Yes. True.
How have you been for the past 24 hours?
Great. Imekuwa mbio kiasi, sauti leo imeamua kukua personal. Had a series of meetings, but we're glad.
Hapa kule inaeleweka sana.
Kuelimisha wamama wetu, empower them financially.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been a great day full of activities, but we thank God.
Where are you joining us live from? Are you still in 𝐒𝐡𝐨?
Yes, still in 𝐒𝐡𝐨.
Amazing. That's yes. County 02, and that's where our guest is joining us live from. And so, Judy, leo tunazungumzia this interesting topic here. Should housewives be paid? We just want to dive deep into it. What's the fuss with all this? First, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how we came to this point that we're discussing this tonight, take a look at this website, and that's the website. I'll just give the credit where it's due, and that's from K24 website, and that's the story right there on your screen. And if you can see it, High Court judge declares being a housewife as a full-time payable job. And this is a story written by my good friend Osoro Jr. And there is the story. Amazing content spread out across this website. But what do we have to hear or to say? There is a striking point where the judge says this point that I've just highlighted on the screen. If you can read it. The judge also urged our counterparts to consider the 9 months of pregnancy when presiding over cases of matrimonial disputes. And that's when now the main part comes in of it being a full-time job. And so find your time, and we'll be here to break down this story for you so that you can be in a position to get what was really discussed. And we are here to talk more about it. We'll be revisiting that story once in a while. Na sasa tuko hapa. Judy Kengo, joining us live from 𝐒𝐡𝐨. What's your sentiments on this? Should housewives be paid?
First of all, let's agree. What is payment?
Kupewa pesa baada ya kufanya kazi. Even I can say that in simple terms. That's what payment is. It's a reward of some good work done somewhere, a token of appreciation.
So what are they being paid for?
Being wives. That's what the court declared.
Cleopas, before we proceed, kindly share the link. So many people are now inboxing me. They want the link to join.
They want the link to join this live discussion, or the link.
Yes.
So we have the link. And I'm sharing it with you right now on Facebook as well as YouTube. And if I can just get you on your inbox right now as we speak, you can check it out. And yes, there we go. So drop the link. That's the link for Facebook. And also, ladies and gentlemen, join us live on Facebook and YouTube. That's where we are live. Very soon we'll be going live also on LinkedIn. just to keep you posted on our activities. So wherever you're joining us live from, Don Epojaka, where are you? I can see you on the backstage. What's your sentiment about this? Should housewives be paid? And that's where we are. I want to get your comments before we get to Judy, because she's trying to sort her guests. Then she'll be in a position to join us. I want to appreciate you. Thanks for joining this live. And we are here to have this short discussion. At the end of it all, we come to an agreement and a conclusion that should we have the housewives paid? Is it turning to be a job? Join us live. I'm your host, 𝐒𝐴𝐻, and this is the Alternative Voice. Our guest is joining us live from Mombasa, from Kwale County 002, and that's Miss Judy Kengo. So, asante sana. If you're joining us on Facebook, just give us a note there. Tell us you're present. We're present. Judy is coming back in a few, and we'll be here. She's already here with us, and I'm getting this. We have this feedback. And before this feedback, tell me down there, should housewives be paid? I want to see, like, walipwe ama wafanywe nini? Don Epojaka tuned in from Kochi, India. Asante sana. Mimi Bree joining from 𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰𝐢𝐯𝐞𝐬, Loyal Albert. Good work, bro. Asante sana. Moist Bridge Kapkayo watching live. Media Initiative Community, Arap Okebe. Asante sana mkuu pale YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us live from Kisumu. Kadide Janet joining from Kwale. Asante sana Kadide. And if you're joining us hapo chini tu, after umetuambia una join ukiwa wapi, tuambie hapo chini. What's your take on this? Should they be paid? And that's why Miss Judy Kengo is here to talk to us more about it. Kevin Amzil, Jirani, asante sana, tuned in from Nairobi, Kenya, and that's my colleague at the Alternative Voice. Alex Onsanse, our guest from Kwale, tuned in from Nairobi. And we are here tonight just to hear your sentiments and also to get your thoughts on the whole issue. I'll just give you shout-outs as we go. Sabina Siati, Best Prof, Naomi Simiu, Joshua Okoth, JL Empire, Caroline Omolo, Farida Ali, asanteni sana. JL Empire, Kadide, Janet, Judy bana, tulipwe kwa sababu tunachoka mazee. Mimi Bree, hapa kwa comment tunasema nini? JK watching live hapo umesema. Wellington Katera, always tuned in from Garissa. Mimi Bree, existence allowance. Wow. Thank you all for staying tuned. This is the Alternative Voice. I'm your host, 𝐶𝐿𝐴𝐻. My guest is back. And here we go. Should housewives be paid? If you want more of this link, we are posting that link for K24 story on our comment section, and you'll be in a position to see this and read more at your free time. So, Miss Judy Kengo, karibu.
Asante sana.
If you're joining us on this comment section, we'll be posting as well the link. You can join us and share with us your sentiments. Unaona, hao watu walipwe ama wafanywe aje. You can join this discussion live, by the way. Usiogope. So feel free. Farida Ali, you're watching us live from Mombasa na tayari umetuma screenshots za picha. Tuko hapa. Miss Judy Kengo. Wanawake wa nyumba walipwe.
First of all, let's understand what being a housewife is. I believe being a housewife ni kuwa bibi ya mtu. Na kuwa bibi ya mtu, it's a formal engagement between the two of you. And if we go back to the scriptures of the Bible, bibi ni kama msaidizi. When God created man, he said, I'm giving you a helper. Now, we should ask ourselves, what is the intention of getting married first? Because now, if we start introducing the issue of women being paid, trust you me, we'll have so many broken marriages. Wanawake watakuwa najirusha kwa marriage kwa sababu wanaona it is the only way ya kupata kipato. Let us not use marriage as a way of getting income. Marriage is a sacred institution that was put by God. So now, when we talk about being paid, let us talk about allowances. Allowances, we should cater for their food. We should cater for their daily needs. We should cater for their small needs that maybe someone wants to do business, someone wants to venture into maybe upgrading their studies. But if we talk about payment, it simply says it has become a payable job. Hello, Someone said there's no manual for marriage. So tukisema tunalipana, does it mean now tuende kusoma kukuwa ma housewives, tukuje kukae kwa nyumba ndio tulipwe?
So ni vyema kusema ya kwamba wale ambao wanapata mapato ya kawaida kwa njia inayofaa ni wale ambao wamepata kuhitimu, ama malipo ni nini? Kwanza tuanze na hapo. What is this payment that we are talking about in this case?
Yes, that is the question I started asking. When we are talking about being paid, what are we paying them for? Because now on the same statement, there's somewhere you have highlighted ya kuwa the 9 months of being pregnant should be considered. So what does it mean? Ile miezi 9 yenye amebeba mimba alipo kwa kubeba mimba, ama what does it mean exactly? And when you say paying them, does it mean now it has become a job whereby kuna insurance unalipwa sasa, unakuja na insurance ya health, unakuja na insurance ya watoto kusoma, unakuja na insurance ya kuvunja vitu ndani ya nyumba? What exactly do you mean? Let us not use marriage to create problems. We are creating
Judy,
societal problems. Yes.
Judy, at this point, it's clear that you've taken the side that you really want to be and advocate for, and that's housewives should not be paid. And if at all they're supposed to be paid, at what point should this payment come through? Some argue, because this discussion has been on for better part of this week, this discussion coming in at a time when there are so many ladies outside, they are calling themselves slave queens, and they really want to milk money out of these men. And there are also other men who are also milking other women. They are hard-earned money. And so if you are in such a situation where you want to appreciate your wife, will that be considered as payment? Or how should you get someone and not be seen as being part of this thing called payment thing?
And that's what I started by saying. I said, when we talk about payment, what is this type of payment we're talking about? Je, tunalipa bibi ama tunalipa housewife as upkeep allowance, ama tunalipa mwanamke kwa sababu yeye ni bibi ya mtu? Remember yesterday when we were doing a discussion on gender-based violence, it being a war, I categorically said the reason why we're having so many cases of slave queens being raped, of slave queens being killed, is because mtu anaingia katika relationship na intention ya kuwa anaenda kutengeneza pesa, while to the other side hiyo sio expectation yao. Yeye amechukua huyu msichana akijua it is emotional attachment, but here now tumeleta the financial attachment. If we are getting married, let's get married because we love each other. If I'm going to give you money because you are my wife, let me give you money out of love. Let me give you money knowing that it's my responsibility for me to give you money because I need to take care of you. But let it not be a situation whereby I'm supposed to pay you because I've married you. Kesho, I will start mistreating you because nitakwambia I'm paying you. I remember yesterday I mentioned a friend of mine who was being called paka wa kufugwa by the husband because she was doing nothing. Ilikuwa ikifika mwisho wa mwezi ameweka hapo list yake, anasema nataka hiki, nataka hiki, nataka hiki, na pia unipatie pesa hii kama malipo. This guy started bringing other women in the house. Anamwambia wewe kama unataka kulipwa ni sawa, wewe kaa nitakulipa, but you have no right upon me. Sasa akanaleta mwanamke mwingine mwenye sasa atamtreat kama bibi. Do you want such a society?
And it's right and it's true. We don't need such a society. And not to go far away from what Justice Matheka said this week on the ruling, and she opined that if that woman who is in this case, we really want to be paid, this woman, this housewife, akasema this housewife anafanya some full-time job in the house being a housewife, and this person should not regard themselves as being jobless. Kwanza kuna wale wanawake ambao wako nyumbani na walisoma vizuri na mabwana wao wameamua kwamba wakae tu nyumbani pale na waweze kulea watoto. Hao wanafanya full-time job ya kuwa mzazi. Hao wanakuwa regarded kama housewives, na wakifanya full-time job ya kukuwa mzazi wa nyumba ama mama wa nyumba, asiseme pale nje kwamba ana kazi. Unakubaliana nayo?
Sasa hiyo let it be an arrangement between the husband and the wife, lakini isifanywe sheria. I'm trying to imagine a situation whereby the husband is struggling even to bring bread on the table. And then you tell such a man to pay the wife. Atatoa wapi hiyo pesa? Utakuwa na frustrate huyu mwanaume. So every day anakuja kwa nyumba akiwa frustrated. Una expect ataishi vipi na huyo bibi? Let us take ourselves back kitambo huko nyuma. Nyanya zetu walikuwa hawana makazi. Is there a day alienda akakalisha bwana yake akamwambia nilipe kwa sababu mimi ninakuzalia watoto? And they used to live peacefully. Kwanza sasa wanawake walikuwa wanasaidia mabwana zao kutafuta. Lakini society ya leo tumefanya watoto wa kike ama tumefanya watoto wa kiume wamejiingiza katika mahusiano wakiwa na nia ya kutengeneza pesa. Sasa kama ni mwanaume anataka ku appreciate bibi yake, let them appreciate them out of love. Let them do it kwa kupenda kwao wao wenyewe. Waseme bibi yangu umefanya kazi mzuri, wacha nikupeleke Dar es Salaam holiday, wacha nikupatie 10,000, fanya kile unataka. Lakini sikuwe sasa kifika mwisho.
Bibi jamani, bibi pokea zako 10, enda ujivijari pale Zanzibar. And that's a good point umeleta actually, Judy. Kama nitakukata kidogo, we want to get a different opinion, and I'll ask our viewers mali huko kuna comment hapo chini. I'll request the production team just to pin that link ya StreamYard pale. Join us live. Give us your opinion. What do you think about this? Should it be a payment that you really want to be disclosed and made openly that it's a payment? And joining us live also from 𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰 is one viewer. I want her to unmute a mic, and there, I can't unmute your mic. There you are, and that's Mimi Bree. Mimi Bree, if you're joining me live from 𝐡𝐶𝐶, ujambo?
Jambo.
Ama niache kukusumbua na Kiswahili?
Kiswahili si mdomo changu.
Haya, sawa. So Mimi Bree, tunasema hii story yote ya a woman, a housewife being paid for doing housewife course, housewife duties full time, that being considered a job. What's your take on this?
Okay, I want to say it, as she has said, it should not be like something that is a law, but it would be good if a man sees for himself that he should support his wife. Like if you're marrying someone and you're seeing she doesn't have a job, that means she doesn't have a source of income. As a man, the man should just see for himself and decide that I'm going to give this woman money to maintain herself. Of course, women need money to go to the salon. Of course, if you're marrying someone, I assume she's supposed to be in your health insurance. That is if she doesn't have one. So for me, I think it should not really be a law, because if it's made a law, then it will be irrelevant. I mean, why are you marrying someone to pay them? Like, I don't get why you should pay someone for being your wife, but a man should really think about it. If you're marrying someone who doesn't have a work or a job or any source of income, it should just be your responsibility to take care of her, even if it's not giving her money. But as a man, you should ensure that she has all the needs. That is my take.
Thank you so much, Mimi Bree, and we'll be having more of this discussion. And I would like to get your thoughts on this before you leave, so that we can have other guests who are joining us live on this discussion through that StreamYard link. Join us and tell us your take on this. And so, Mimi Bree, if we say women empowerment, and this is a housewife in the house, and she has dedicated her time to be a housewife and to do it wholeheartedly. So, is it a way that some women will take advantage of? Just be in the house and your husband to go outside there and work for you, bring you the hard-earned money, then you just sit in the house, do the normal things that you do. Some women being in activities that are not seen to be of value in the society. If you can have a minute to answer that, then we proceed to the next part of this discussion.
Let me say marriage is a partnership. It's not really a business. So any woman who thinks about taking advantage of such so that she gets married to this man because this man has a good job and can pay her is really mistaken. I mean, when, as she has said, let me just refer to your your earlier sentiments before, but as our guest has said, when God was creating Eve, he created Eve as a helper. That means a partner, someone who should be there to help, to assist, and it should not be made a business. So if women decide to take advantage, which I know will really happen. I know a lot of ladies who marry old people because these people have money and are going to die soon. We've had all these things. Like, I mean, there are things that happen. We even have friends who say, mi nawa mzungu juu ni mzee na kikufa ataniachia mali zote. So if it's made a law, I know there are a lot of ladies who will get in the same and say, I don't love this guy, but why not if he's paying me? Why not? So for me, I want to put a stand and to talk to ladies and tell them that marriage is a partnership. It's not a business. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Mimi Bri. And thanks so much for accepting to be part of this discussion tonight. You can continue watching from the other side. That's on YouTube and Facebook. Tuambie, what's your take on this, ladies and gentlemen? And that's bring me to this point in Atakuleta. Judy Kengo. Judy Kengo, if this part naona kuna another person who is requesting, kindly hold on the back stage. That's Wellington Ketera joining us live from Garissa, and he'll be sharing with us his sentiments also from a man's perspective. What are you supposed to do in such a case? Judy, what is this society that you're trying to bring up? Some are leaving school, some are graduating with prestigious degrees, prestigious diploma courses, certificates that they have, and they get out, get someone who can marry them, but now they can't contribute to the growth of the society because of marriage. Is marriage an imprisonment?
Thank you, Cleophas. Marriage is not an imprisonment. Growth is personal. Hata ukaoa mume ama ukaoa mwanamke mwenye yuko na pesa mingi, if your mind is not set on development and growth, you will do nothing. There are men who have money, marry women who have no vision in life, na anabaki tu vile. Kwanza hata instead ya kuendelea, anarudi nyuma. There are women who there are men who get married to women who have money, who have businesses, lakini baada ya siku mbili tatu, hakuna kitu kinaendelea. Then people start saying, alioa swara. It's not about getting married to a swara. It's because umeoa mtu mwenye hana vision ya kujiendeleza. Now, before we proceed, allow me to say this.
Yes, please.
When we say we want to pay housewives, I'm imagining a situation whereby I'm working as a wife, but where I'm working, I'm getting maybe 12,000 as my monthly pay. And now here, the law says minimum wage bill. How much is minimum wage bill?
It's 24,000 currently.
24,000. So now, yes. Are you telling me I quit my job and become a housewife because I want to get 24,000?
Because it's true, Judy, if at all we are talking about employment and this is a law that is being enforced, they should meet that cut line of that basic payment that someone who is employed on a full-time basis should be earning, and that's 24,000. So you quit your career to become a full house, a full-time mom, a full-time mother, a full-time housewife, just want that.
Because
that's your point, where you are added to, and so you can just proceed.
So now, let us ask ourselves, why do we even want to pay these people? Why? Ulipokuwa unaingia katika ndoa, ulijua kabisa kuwa huyu bibi yangu hana kazi. Hata kama niko na kazi, it is your responsibility as a man to take care of the wife. Hata kama bibi yako na kazi. The Bible says very well, the man is the provider of the household. But it does not mean the man should become a slave of being a provider. Let us not start stigmatizing our men. Tuache kufinyilia wanaume. Yesterday I talked about men getting frustrated kwa sababu wameachwa nje. There are so many initiatives ambazo zimeletwa kusaidia mwanamke, kusaidia girl child, but there is zero initiative to talk about the man. Why are we not giving them space? Hii sheria ilipokuwa inapitishwa, did we even do public participation to ask the men if it's okay with them? we are creating problems for our own daughters. We are creating problems for our own sisters. Let's be realistic with life. Maisha ni ngumu pale imefikia. Now you are telling me someone is struggling to bring chakula kwa meza, alafu unamwambia alipe bibi yake mwenye ni housewife. Huyo mwanaume atalipa vipi kama hawezi kununua hata chakula kwa nyumba? People are having nowadays, people are saying we are eating smart. It's not about eating smart. Wengine wanakula smart kwa sababu hakuna, so inabidi asubuhi mnapiga ndufya, unashinda na hiyo ndufya, ikifika jioni mnakula chakula decent kwa meza, and you are telling that man to pay the wife 24,000 every month. Atatoa wapi hiyo pesa? Sasa kesho mwanamume huyo huyo atakuja apige huyu bibi. We are raising the bar for gender based violence. Tunarudi pale pale kwa kurudisha gender based violence in our houses.
Yes. And so if we are the ones contributing to this, with all this pressure that is mounting in our society, we are all to blame. How are we going to respond to this? Are the housewives willing to get this payment from the men or the husbands? Or are you a lady and also aspiring to join the family life? Are you ready to get this payment? Talk to me on the comment section. This is Alternative Voice, and I'm your host, 𝐸𝐻𝐻. My guest is 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰, joining me live from 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐬, County 002. That's on the South Coast. We are taking this moment to go through your feedback and tell me what you feel and think about this. And I'll be getting some of the feedback in a few once Judy will be getting us. So from the production, if you can have the comments running, they're quite a lot. Don't leave this discussion. We are coming back in a few. Joy, that's Loyal Albert, 𝐻𝐻𝐻 𝐸𝐻𝐻𝐾𝐬 live. Thanks so much for joining us again. And that's 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰𝐢𝐯. And we have the comments running. Mimi Bree joining from 𝐒𝐚𝐢𝐻𝐚𝐢. We have another one, Media Initiative Community, Arapo Kebe, joining from Kisumu. Kadide Janet, joining from Kwale County. Asante sana. Kevin Amzil. And we have those questions also coming across so that we can tackle them very fast as we go. Asante sana, Alex Onsase, for always returning here and also being part of this discussion every Saturday and Thursday as we have our shows. And we have some questions and comments. If we can have them, we have those from, we have Effie Otieno. Effie Otieno asked a question on YouTube. If we can get that question from Effie. People who want their spouses to quit their jobs, first of all, should pay their wives. And that's cut from Effie. And Effie continues to say, being a housewife, we have that comment from Effie. And Asema, being a housewife is a full-time responsibility. I don't think there has to be a mandatory payment, but husbands should also be in a position to appreciate their wives. The same sentiments that we said here at the start of this beautiful discussion. And if that's payment, so be it. That token of appreciation will go a long way. Thanks so much, Effie Otieno, for being here. And Kadide Janet, asante sana. Wellington Katera, no. Why pay? Why paid? And yet you are one family, whereby you are one. Yes. Wellington Katera, you just joined us. So on the comment section, kuna your link, just click and get back to us. And we really want to have a man's perspective on this. We've had Mimi Bree joining us live from 𝐶𝐚𝐢𝐻. We have 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐻𝐻 from Kwale. What's your take as a man joining us live on this discussion? Alex Onsase, we would like to see you today. Bring your comments, join us through that live link. Naomi Simiu, if you are able to pay house managers, why not pay our housewives? They equally do a lot more than can be qualified, than can be quantified. So I feel a little compensation shouldn't hurt. Why should you compensate your wife for doing a job in the house? Join me on the comment section. Tell me, by the time you're leaving this place, 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐻𝐻 would have told you what you're supposed to be doing, and we should have all learned at the end of it. And we get more comments. Jelle Empire, they should not be paid. This will bring problems in the house. And that's what 𝐒𝐡𝐨𝐻𝐻 was saying when she said we are breeding a society where we'll be having problems. Rispa, tuned from Gilgil. Asante sana for joining us live. And we have Shavin Mudoni also joining us live and also watching us. Asante sana, Shavin, for always giving us that support. We have Farida Ali tuned in from Mombasa. Dono Yugi, I think this whole idea is invalid. How can you pay your wife as well as provide for her? Here, if it is payment, then should be taxed. and the government will benefit. At the end, the family loses. Yes, what would be the intention of getting married then if you can go through such losses in the family? Alex Nsase, I'm loving what the guest is sharing. At least wisdom is poured out. Asante sana. Best up, Prof. I agree with the guest. That's very true. Kadide Janet, naona see payment as such, but iwe too appreciation. That's not what these people are saying. Appreciation, if you talk about employment and we're talking about the government, we all know the bare minimum that someone should be paid. Kadide Janet, feel free to join us using that link on YouTube as well as Facebook. Share with us your thoughts on this, live on this video, before we bring this show to an end. We have many comments coming in thick and fast, and that's why we are here, to ensure that we bring you this live discussion every Saturday. Wanawake wa nyumba walipwe, should they be paid? Join us live in this live discussion. Should housewives be paid? On the comment section, we just want to go through them one more time. Alban Louise anasema, I personally will not marry. If it's mandatory to pay, then so-called housewife. What if pia mimi sina kazi? A very important point that Alban is bringing in, Judy. What if this person hana kazi? Then you expect this person to pay a wife, and the wife also doesn't have a job. How are you going to sustain yourselves in this situation? What are you foreseeing, Judy?
As I said, if someone cannot even afford to bring a meal on the table, kwa siku moja watu wako na meal moja ama meal mbili, halafu unaambia huyo msee alipe bibi. Sasa unataka mlipe na pesa gani? We are bringing up issues of gender-based violence. Tunarudisha mahali kwa sababu this guy will be very frustrated. We'll be having men hanging themselves. Unatoka kwa bedroom unapata jamaa amejifunga kamba kwa ceiling. Because you can imagine the frustration of paying school fees. You can imagine the frustration of paying rent. You can imagine the frustration of paying transport, the frustration of buying food. Everything has become so expensive. I'm even foreseeing a situation where now we start paying for air. And now you are telling this person to pay a wife. Mwenye tayari alimlipia mahari. So what are we trying to say? And now let me yes, it's more of a double payment for dowry. And now you will start having cases of wababa wanasema huyu msichana wangu amesoma sana, so I don't think ukimlipa 24,000 inatosha. Huyu wangu unaona utamlipa malipo ya kukua bibi ndani ya nyumba, utamlipa 50,000. Now what is that? Let us have a decent community. Let us get to a point where we can sit down and discuss. Let's dialogue. Let all parties come on the desk, discuss about these issues and agree. It's not a do or die thing. I'm telling you, we will have so many slave queens getting into marriages because they know at the end of the day nitalipwa. Now this slave queen amejingiza kwa marriage, hajui hata marriage ni nini, wala hata ana intention ya kuwa pale. Ameenda kwa sababu ameenda kuoleka, kwa sababu amempenda yule mwanaume. Hapana, ameenda kwa sababu anajua ikifika mwisho wa mwezi nitalipwa. I'm telling you men, mutahandwa
mental illness inaenda kuingia hapa.
I'm telling you men, and yesterday remember I talked about mental health.
Yes.
Yesterday I talked about mental health and I said we are having so many cases of late kumekuwa na so many weird cases. Mara unasikia mwanaume ameua bibi yake, mara unasikia mwanaume ameua bibi na mwisho akajua. It's because mentally they are disturbed. There are a lot of expectations ambazo zimewekwa mbele yao. They cannot even afford an eighth of the expectations. Now they feel like they have failed everyone. They feel like they have failed themselves, they have failed their families, they have failed the society. So the only thing they end up doing, they end up killing themselves. Wazungu wao hufanya push present.
That's the point. Effie Otieno is asking. I don't know if you've frozen. You've frozen.
wako na pesa mingi. It's just a way of appreciating their wives. Now here you are, umeletea mtoto, so they appreciate their wives. Unaona mtu amenunulia bibi yake a very beautiful ring, unaona mtu amepeleka bibi yake holiday, unaona mtu amenunulia bibi yake whatever they want, because it is a way of appreciating them, not because they have money. And that way inajenga mahusiano, it creates dialogue. Hata kama kulikuwa upendo umeanza kupungua, ule upendo unarudi tena. So let's do that. Let's practice that. Let's practice appreciating one another. Let's practice sitting on the desk and talking about these issues. What do you want? What do you feel we should do together? How am I supposed to help you develop? How am I supposed to help you grow? If you want to do a business, can I help you do this business? But let's not bombard men. If I'm a woman and I feel like I can do this, kuna wanawake wenye huzawadi wanaume wao. I personally do that because I'm appreciating them. But now, if we make it a law and we tell men to start paying their wives, I'm seeing men having 4 wives.
What
because
kind of a society we are going to have?
Yes.
And Judy, what of these people in the polygamous marriage? These people who have 4, 5, will you be offering and distributing? Will you be the finance manager or the HR in that company? So you'll be the person distributing every end month. You're there with the pay slip.
World Bank.
You are giving donors.
Yes. Now are they grants?
I doubt if they'll ever pay back. So it can be considered as a mini grant, and that's what Farida Ali is always advocating for. And today she did an amazing job in Kisauni, and thanks for helping the other families also come up in their society. Judy, we are coming back, and there are some feedback that we're getting from Facebook as well. Wamelia ati hatusomi comments zao. Wanasema growth is personal. That's Farida Ali. Anaendelea kusema since it's payable employment, then can the employer hire more employees just in case the job is overwhelming, or they fail to expand? They fail to expand their investment because we are making a marriage an investment. How should it be? If one is not performing, and there was a question that came yesterday and better part of today for those whom I've interacted with, what if payment at work is being considered on competency? What if the wife is not competent? You know the competition that comes. Yesterday, we talked about the conjugal rights in the family. What if it's not being granted? And you said if it's a right and through consent, everything should just work well. How should you measure the competency, and how should you be paying? Just imagine now, Judy, now remove your hard stand on not paying them. Imagine them now being paid. What are some of the criteria that should be used to consider such a payment?
My friend, if I were a man, I would be hiring and firing after every 7 days.
In simple terms, you'll be breaking up, and at the same time, you'll be going out there to fish them.
Yes, because now you are putting me in a position where now I can start gauging you. You know what? As I said, the Bible says, I'm giving you a helper. It simply means you are supposed to help me grow. You are supposed to help me invest. You are supposed to help me in decision making. So here we are in a position where I'm paying you. So how am I supposed to, how are you helping me? I feel like you are now making me an investment. Like now you are an investor in my house. So if I feel like you're not bringing more profits, I would simply fire you.
Wow.
Tomorrow I'll come and tell you. Tomorrow I'll come and tell you umeweka mafuta mingi kwa chakula hata kama hukuweka mafuta. Simply because I feel like I should just let you go.
You look for the petty things just to let this person go. And we have various viewers, and we have Daniel Nitham. That's Daniel joining us live from UK. Anasema interesting discussion, and he has this to say. That's Daniel. It's an investment in the relationship, along with emotional and physical support. Daniel, I don't get it right. I don't know if you practice that in the UK. You can feel free to join me. There's a link down there, and I know it's an interesting conversation that we'd all love to get involved in. How do you do it in the UK? Are housewives being paid? Is it the same scenario? Check on the comment section. You'll be in a position to get the link. And yes, there's the link. That's on the YouTube page. And also remember to subscribe and to follow us on the platforms so that you can be able to catch these discussions every Saturday. So that's the link for StreamYard. Use it. Join us live on this discussion. If you're joining us in any part of this country and even abroad, let's have this discussion and bring it home. Should housewives be paid? There's this question from Da Amina. Why should they be paid? Kwani ni kazi kuolewa? Amina, tunakupata vizuri ukiwa Facebook. Ni kazi kuoleka. Kwani mnafanya kazi gani? Mnafanya kazi gani kwa nyumba ambayo bwana wako hawezi kukusaidia? Na at times some calls are, we can say they are being shared. Why should we just lean on one side? We are coming back to that great discussion. Don Oyogi, it's just a burden. Life is so hard. What is the essence of it? Exactly. What was the purpose of the dowry? So for you in Kwale, what's dowry? What's dowry? For us from the lakeside, you take some good, healthy cows, goats, and you accompany with some good music and money, and you take to a girl's place and you say that's done for, that's an appreciation to the parents. Actually, what's dowry? Yes. Is it an appreciation to the parent, or it's a way of buying off your wife?
It's an appreciation to the parents. And I remember even dowries nowadays have changed. People have made it a business. I remember no. Actually, kuna watu sasa wamefanya biashara. Unaangalia kwanza, ukienda kusema unataka kuoleka, unauliza huyo mwanaume anataka kukuwa anafanya kazi gani. So now they quantify your package depending on your package of the wallet, on the size of the wallet. Wakikuja unafanya mahali pesa manaingia msuri. I have a friend of mine mwenye alienda akapeleka kijana akaitishwa 500,000. Alimwambia mamake stop being crazy. And the family was like, ni sawa tu, hata kama hizi kutoa pesa akuache. So the lady decided, okay, since you've decided, oh, this guy has money, it's true, but it's not like he's buying me off. So since you've decided you want to sell me, I will do the opposite. So my friend decided to get pregnant for the guy. Akapata mimba, family ikamtetesha, wakamfukuza, akaenda, and as I'm speaking, akona watoto watatu na huyo jamaa.
Where?
So do we want to go to that society where now we start quantifying everything?
A very good
because
question.
if you tell me I pay off my wife, so what of me who am the wife is the one working and the husband is not working? Am I supposed to pay my husband?
Yes, so that's where we are all headed to, and you can join us live on this session. We are sharing the link live with you on Facebook. And the question that Judy is asking, if you are a wife and your husband is not working, this guy is just in the house and trying to make things work one day without hope, should you be paying him? Should the same be reciprocated? Because there's that society where the woman is working and the man is really trying outside there to hustle, to find a place. Should the same be happen? Aki, I'm just loving the way Judy Kengo is putting the session to light. So that's why we are here with Judy tonight. And I said, this is a discussion that is timely and let's have it. We try to remove this kind of thinking in our society. And we have wives everywhere. Your girlfriends, they will soon be your wives. Will you pay them? Comment hapo chini. I would love to pay. Not to pay, but to appreciate. Yes, I do.
But you know what, Cleophas? Let me tell you one thing. Right now we are talking about paying our housewives. But trust you me, sasa utaanza kuona tu slay queen wanaambia boyfriends wao, if you cannot pay me, I am not coming. Kama sasa hii watu wanakuliwa fair. alafu mnaanza kusema ati sasa marriage ikuwe watu
wapewe salary ya more than 20,000. Watafanya nayo
yes,
nini jamani?
atakwambia excuse me, and this is someone you're just dating, anakwambia
What?
excuse me, if you cannot give me 20k then we are done.
Kwani ni kesho. Wellington Katera joining us live from Garissa. Karibu sana ndani ya show, and you can just have your camera upright so that we can hear you and see you as well. We want to see a better part of your face. That has been our follower for quite a long time, and
I get
night is here. Wellington Katera, Jambo.
Yes, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Yes, I just want to say that this discussion has been so good. Whereby you know, boy child is being discriminated in somehow. You are being frustrated that you have to pay a housewife for what? And yet, when you are couples, you mean you are one. So you need to support each other. And yet, that wife has come, has been married to you so that you can be able to support each other. It's not a business issue. It's marriage affairs. So I wonder why should this one be paid? Is going to do what? Which work? Whereby even me, like for example, a man, I cannot by myself. If it's washing, if it's general cleaning of my house, I can do it by myself. But I just engage this wife so that it can assist me for more. It's not a business issue. So
Yes.
we have made this thing to be this thing. We have made it to be we have bring some burdens into men. Men are being overburdened. So I wonder when yes.
And thanks so much, Wellington Katera. Na kabla utoke, if at all you are in a position where mali uko, you are not earning and your wife is earning, should the same be reciprocated? Should it be done to you as you are expected to do to your wife?
So that's the question now. So that the rich man's lady should be able to pay me. Or what about if two of us are not working? How will we be able to support each other? Do you know a man sacrifice himself so that he can be able to support his family? Not to pay the wife, but he's sacrificing his life so that he can be able to keep up his family, so that our family can be able to stand still. Because we want to keep up a family that is very strong, a family that is everybody can be able to enjoy. We are role models.
Yes.
We should be role models, not. That is it.
Thank you so much. We are all in a society where we look forward to being role models to the upcoming families and also those people who are really looking forward to getting into this. Thanks so much, Wellington Katera, for joining us live from Garissa. And that has been amazing discussion. And we are bringing this home. And we would like to get your final views. And before we get the views, there are the comments that we still want to get. Alex Onsanse, agree with Wellington Katera, very true. And we have 𝐡𝐨𝐮𝐬𝐞𝐰𝐢 Merchant anasema housewives are Beverly merriment. I personally think there should be no mutual bond whatsoever. So mshahara lazima. Iwe biashara tu. Is this where we are headed to? Vincent Ouma Shadi locked kwa discussion. Asante sana for tuning. Bendetta Mueni, asante sana. It's been long. Hope you're well. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. And Daniel Nitham is here to give us this confession. Personally, I give an allowance so that my wife to be can spend it on what is needed for her and the family. Wow, thanks so much. And that's the appreciation. It's not a payment. It's not something that is a must, that if If you do it, if you don't do it, it's not a matter of life and death. Just give the appreciation. We are 50 minutes into this broadcast, and we are 4 minutes past 9 p.m. East Africa time. We have Susan Nyamwai. She was with us yesterday, and she's saying, next topic ikue push gifts. How should we be accepting them? How should we react to them? Susan Nyamwai, inbox us at The Alternative Voice on Facebook. Your details. You can be a good guest for us to talk about these interesting topics next week. So DM the details so that we can plan ahead and also talk more about them in the coming shows. So asante sana, and we have best star prof Immaculate Wangui Washira following. Not for the payment, anasema hivyo. Susan Nyamwahi anacheka hapo, anasema paka wa kufugwa, appreciating a wife fine, but ikitwa payment, then she should be called a nanny, not a mommy. Wow. What a wordplay. Thanks so much, Susan Nyamwai, for giving us your feedback and also for making us get your opinion on this. What's your take? If it's without dowry, then okay. Judy, is it okay still even without dowry?
Because I'll be paying you.
So you pay,
So I don't have,
you pay and
so
you
I
don't
just
take the
tell you.
dowry.
No, no. What I understand is, my understanding is, if I'm going to be paying you end month, then I should not be paying dowry. So let's agree. I pay dowry and I just give appreciation tokens, which should not even be stipulated like I'm supposed to give this amount of money. It's whatever that I feel is good for you, I will give it to you. As Susan has put it, if you are paid, then you stop being a mommy and you start being a nanny. Because let me ask, why would you have a nanny in the house if you're not working? Because she'll be doing the same responsibilities of a housewife, apart from that conjugal side. And that is why now we have cases where now housewives unasikia mbocha ameenda na mzee. Because now she's doing everything and you're just seated there.
And you're just there waiting for the payment, yet you're not doing anything. There are those ladies,
yes.
there are those lazy women.
So mwanaume anaangalia anaona nao kati ya huyu na huyu, who is the wife? Because the one I'm paying is the one struggling. So anakwacha. But what I'm saying is, let us not change everything. Let us respect the holy books. Let us respect the Bible. Let us respect the Holy Quran. And what we should do is appreciate our partners. If it's the husband doing something good and the wife wants to appreciate them, feel free to do so. If the husband wants to appreciate the wife, feel free to do so. If someone has done something good and you feel like you should give them a package to appreciate them for the good thing they have done, feel free to do so. But let us not put it as a law that now women, housewives, should be paid. We are creating problems in our own houses. We are creating problems of gender-based violence. We are going back to stigmatization because now mabibi wataanza kuitwa paka wa kufuga. We are going back to women being beaten because the husband feels like, I'm paying you, so why should you even question me? So please, let's create a platform for dialogue. Let's talk about this thing because it affects both people. It affects both parties. Let's sit, agree, come into consensus, and life goes on.
Amazing. Fatma, Hamis, and Judy, when we're having that dialogue, it shouldn't be one-sided. I feel like it's tunafinyilia sana boy child na hizi vitu zote zinafanya tunasafa. And if that's the comment from Fatma, it might be true at times. Kuna wale ambao are for this payment na wanasema it's something that they are really considering done. So if this payment is to be made, if at all the legislation will be revisited at one point, it was just a judgment. We hope that we'll all have consensus and will not be leading in a society where we are breeding those people who are only money oriented and not feelings and values oriented. So let's find more of this. Well put. That's Naomi Simiu. about firing them in the morning. Mimi Bri anasema wengine hatujui kulima, so watu wanajua kulima watalipwa vyema kutushinda. Ala, watu wa Nairobi hawajui kulima. Sasa payment pia ina depend na activity unafanya.
True.
Kennedy Kungu, maybe we should just laugh it off and treat it as one of the comical things Kenya has to offer. But some we must really engage in. Thanks so much, Kennedy, for joining us live pale on Facebook. And we have Daniel Oyugi. I read that comment. Benetta. JKL. No, this is JK, not L. Housewives wanafaa kulipwa juu afterwards it is painful. It's a painful journey. Na pia kuna other way you can appreciate. Yani after hata kuenjoy the process ya kuunda hiyo mimba, amwezi kubali kulipia matokeo. Hii kitu mlikubaliana, mbona mlipe? Hao watu wanafaa kulipa. Part ya kwanza umesema ni mzuri, wanafaa kulipwa juu afterwards it's painful, it's a painful journey. Na pia no, this thing is just called appreciation. Why should we call it payment? Anyway, that's why we are here to engage, and at the end of the day we find a solution and something that you can take home as a viewer, and also to believe in all the values that are there. And Susan Nyamwai, you are our next host. You are our next guest on the show. Let's talk about the gifts, the push gifts. Should we just accept everything from anyone? Yes. And that's where we've gotten to. We are almost coming to the end of it. 4 minutes to clock 1 hour on this discussion. I can't believe it. We intended to do this half. We'll see how to divide it and how to make it go live on Facebook and YouTube again. Vincent Omashadi, just like any payable employment, hiring and firing will be a norm based on the competency, as said earlier. And I pay when you are only pregnant. Allah, done. I think this is the point. We get the final words from our guest tonight, and also from you, our audience online. So we are looking forward to getting your last take on this. Judy, we have payment of these housewives. What happens when they are not in a position to provide? And that we've clearly tackled. There are those people for it and those who are not for it. So Judy, what's your last take on it, on how to help improve our society, and also for those people who are opposing this, which you are, and those who are for it, what can you tell them? I know it's hard to change their minds, but in due course, they will see the sense.
Let's dialogue. Let's dialogue. Let's listen to both sides. Let's stop being biased. Let's give men space to talk about these things. Let's give men some platform to air their views. Let's not create problems for our people. Let's not create more problems in our society. Enough is enough. Let's be realistic with life, and let's face life as it is.
Let's face life. Let's live in the reality. Let's live in the real world that we are all supposed to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a way to bring it and take it home. The topic was, should housewives be paid? We've had varied opinion from all of you online, and you know what's best for you to take home. Be in a position to appreciate your wives, the wives watching, the girlfriends. You are the future wives. Appreciate. And the same thing, love that you give, you'll for sure get it. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this great discussion tonight. And we are finishing by Wellington Ketera. Marriage is partnership, not a business. Let's express love for each other. Mimi Bri, such a good show. Asante sana, everyone who made this a success. I've been your host, 𝐒𝐿. Let's do this again next week on Saturday at The Alternative Voice. Before you leave, kindly click on that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that anytime we upload our videos or go live, you are notified. And also follow our page on Facebook, that's at The Alternative Voice, on Twitter at The Alternative Voice, and on Instagram at The Alternative Voice. And that's how we bring this show to an end. It's been amazing. Asante sana, Judy, for honoring the invite within a short notice. And it's been an honor having you tonight.
Thank you so much, Cleophas.
Thanks, everyone, and have yourselves a good night and a happy weekend ahead. Remember to go to church tomorrow because good people look like you. Bye-bye.